The copy and paste method certainly did not excite me enough to want to respond back to him. Something recently happened to me which I thought was very amusing. Frustrating but amusing. I normally scroll through my Instagram messages a couple of times a day, as do most of us, and one of the messages that were in my DM read exactly like this. Hey, name. I notice we are both in the insurance industry. I've been in the industry for a little over 3 years. How have you found working in insurance? I'm guessing now this was either meant to be a bot or it was a copied and pasted message that was being used by this individual to message multiple people simultaneously. All he needed to do was change name to my name, Rickson, which of course he forgot to do. The issue over here is, as a recipient of this message, you don't want to respond back. If you do want to respond back, it may not be the intended response that this individual was expecting. Clearly, I haven't responded back to him yet. But my thoughts on this are, if you are trying to reach out to individuals, in today's day and age, where there are so many ways of understanding who the person is, does it make sense to reach out to an individual without putting in the little bit of effort to find out a little bit more about them? In this case, just my name. Needless to say, this message came to my Instagram message DM, which means the individual knows my name. It's right there. A couple of days after receiving this message, I received a call while I was at lunch. And the call was from an individual who was interested in selling me life insurance and financial services products. And I explained to the individual that I would not be the right candidate for this product. And he insisted that he needed me to come and see one of the team leaders in his organization. So being the well-natured person that I am, I actually asked him to humor me and go through a process with me over the phone. I asked him to open Google and just type in my name and see what pops up. And he did that. He followed every single step, at the end of which he realized the purpose behind this was to just show him that I was from the industry and I would probably have access to the same products and services. And it would be unrealistic for me to purchase these products and services from him while my clients purchase these products and services from me. So what's the point to this entire rant? Really, it's very simple. I've been in sales for the last 22 years of my life. And the reality is, when we got into sales back in the day, we really did not even have the internet to allow us access to people. So if we needed to know more about somebody, we would dive deeper into that individual and dig up more information so that we knew we were actually speaking to the right individual. This salesperson over the phone was tasked with calling 200 to 300 individuals a day. And his strike rate was less than 5%. And I explained to him that the reason that his strike rate was less than 5% is, in a day and age that we're in today, where information is readily available on the net, he didn't put in enough of an effort to even find out a little bit more about the person he was calling. The thing that popped to mind more than anything else was, do I want my business to be effort-oriented or result-oriented? Would I get remunerated by effort of calling 300 people? Or would I get remunerated by result, closing a deal, landing a client, completing a transaction? If the ultimate goal is to land a client, close a deal, conclude a transaction, then maybe going through 300 people is not the best idea. Maybe individually identifying the right fit client for your business may be a better strategy. But that will certainly increase the probability of landing the right client and hearing fewer no's than you're accustomed to by just picking up the call and dialing people out of the phone book. A tip if you're in sales, a tip if you're a telecaller, a cold caller working for various organizations, is identify the right fit client. Do some homework, do a little bit of research, find out if the individual you're talking to is actually the person you should be talking to. If nothing else, find something in common that you may have with them, whether it's a hobby, whether it's the same school that your children may go to. It could be absolutely anything. Find out that common point and then reach out to them. It'll make them warmer to receive your information and that cold call while they're having lunch. I think from the top, companies need to ensure that they're creating products and services for a specific clientele. Next thing is to ensure that their team is only reaching out to that type of client. I think knowing who your right fit client is very critical today. Knowing what products and services can be designed specifically for them is even more important. But at the outset, if your advisors, if your sales associates, if the people who are your feet on the ground are sourcing in the wrong clientele for the right product, the result is never going to be there.